It's the National Football League on EA Sports. All eyes are on Mike Evans. He had a touchdown last week, the cherry on top of a ton of yardage. It's the Saints and the Bucs, and it comes your way next on EA Sports.
From a city that's played host to 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the Superdome in New Orleans. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, you look at this Saints team as they enter play. They come in off a loss in the opener last week. That one was on the road. Now they get their first taste here of home cooking.
And what they're hoping to do is feed off the energy of the home crowd. Great tailgate, great fan support. Let's see if they can put it to good use.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Bucs, they come off a good win in the opener on the road, and they get a second road game here.
Yeah, the schedule makers didn't really do them any favors, but if they can win here and get to 2-0 on the road, they can be well set up for the rest of the year.
The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And they're led out by their mobile quarterback out of West Virginia. It's Geno Smith.
And he was terrific in the opener, threw 3 touchdown passes, and make no mistake about it, he was eager to get right back out and do it again. So I think we'll see him try to test the secondary quite a bit as this game goes on.
Smith going to look to throw right away. And able to find Allen Lazard. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That's a pickup of 11 and a first down on their first offensive play.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. First carry now for Kareem Hunt. The numbers on the ground for Hunt a week ago. 15 carries, 52 yards, and a touchdown.
It's a pretty mediocre week for him on the ground. Certainly a boon to his offense if he can get a little more output on his touches this week. He should get some more early carries as his team tries to get him into a rhythm.
On second and very short, Smith. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. Brian Burns flying in there and dropping it for the sack. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. Back deep, a Louisiana native, Jarvis Landry. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. They'll be led out by the first overall pick from a couple of drafts ago, former Clemson Tiger Trevor Lawrence.
The word is potential, potential, potential. Think about this guy from the time he was in high school, one of the top prospects going to college, coming out of college, mentioned as a generational type quarterback. He looks the part. Tall, big arm, surveys the field, and can take off and run when under duress.
The Buccaneers in good field position here to start out 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. The numbers for Zeke from last week. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
On second down and 4, Lawrence. Finding his target, it's Trey McBride. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. The Bucs at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And this would be quite a start for them if they could win 2 straight on the road.
Yeah, the schedule makers didn't do him any favors. They gave him 2 road games right out of the gate. But the thinking on the team has to be, imagine if we win these 2 games.
Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. 47 yards. In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield. From the 2, here's first and goal. Elliott is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line. Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Again, it's Elliott. And good work there defensively as they're able to keep him out of the end zone. The second down play not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. On third and goal, Lawrence. Touchdown! Trey McBride with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Buccaneers get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. Early on, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And 3rd and 8 now. Well, this defense for the Buccaneers, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's what you would consider a goal for each and every defense because if you give up 17 points a game all year long, you're thinking you're going to be a playoff team because you expect your offense to score more than that. That's what you're looking for. Room to improve, of course, but I'd have to say a very solid performance.
Here's Braden Mann now as he'll punt it away for the second time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Lawrence. And he's got the hook up to Landry. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. The Bucs and Saints expected to possibly be the 2 to slug it out for the NFC South title in 2022. The Saints have had the Bucs number pretty much since the arrival of Tom Brady. at least in the regular season. They're 4-0 against Tampa Bay the last 2 seasons in the regular season. But remember, when Tampa won the Super Bowl, they did defeat New Orleans en route to that title. But to throw again is Lawrence. He completes it to Beckham. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Here's Lawrence to throw. And he's taken down here by the Saints. And that's Grady Jarrett who forced his way through to register the sack.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet. Leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Tucker's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
So after the made field goal, 10-0 here early as the kick's away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. The New Orleans offense set to take over. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. They'll start with Hunt on the ground. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. On 2nd and 7, Smith to the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feed down complete. 10-0 to score after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the 2nd quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Throwing now is Gino. They're going for Lazard, but this is intercepted. And the Buccaneers are going to take possession of the football. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing, maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. Now Lawrence. Crossing the field, Beckham makes a catch. And he is going to have a Bucs 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the 1st half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. To throw again on 2nd down, Lawrence. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Odell Beckham with career touchdown number 60. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
Tucker with the extra point. And that makes our score 17-0. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it's OBJ, Odell Beckham, who ends it with a touchdown reception. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. And the drive starts with a completion left side. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-bodied tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first. I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
On first down, they go right back to Hunt. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved up the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Smith. And that's complete to Westbrook Akine. It'll be a gain of 5. And it's 3rd and 4 now. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Here's Smith. Over the middle, complete. It's Edwards. And he is going to have a Saints first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. 17 yards on the play as they try to eat into this 17-point deficit. On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Geno now to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Jordan. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. And that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Smith. They'll set up the screen to Herbert. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. This is Hunt on the draw play. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but yeah, from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Brian Burns able to record his 5th sack of the season.
These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball. Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. He's at the 30. 10. 5. Touchdown. Tampa Bay. A great play there. His first touchdown of the new season.
And the Buccaneers take the blocked field goal and convert it into 6 points.
So a pretty wild turn of events there. Instead of a sure 3 points, it's 6 the other direction.
And if you're kicking in the NFL, that should be pretty much automatic, but I don't think that's on him at all. The protection broke down. That led to the block.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half.
Saints nothing. Justin Tucker set to kick off.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores. And I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
That's caught inside the 20.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Now Gino. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. JPP cruising in for the sack that time.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Smith now to throw. Looking for Evans, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Shaquille Leonard, the linebacker. And the Bucs are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. Boy, we've seen a lot of mistakes here in this first half, and another there on the interception.
Yeah, they're certainly starting to pile up, aren't they? Because, let's face it, we expect a miscue here and there, but they're already down 3 scores and still giving the ball away. If they want to get back into this one, they've got to take care of the ball because right now the way they're playing doesn't say a whole lot for their chances.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Throwing again on 2nd down.
Lawrence. That's into a crowd and intercepted.
Picked up by Jonathan Jones. That, Charles, the first interception he's thrown here in year number 2.
And I know it's just the first one, but didn't it feel like what we saw from him last year where he was plagued by this type of a play? And they thought that, you know, over the offseason, going into a second season, some of that would go away. far, still looks a lot like his rookie year.
It's 2nd and inches.
On 2nd and inches, Smith. Open man, Westbrook Akine. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Here's Smith. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. That's Shaquille Leonard, the linebacker, who got in and dropped him to the turf. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. He had his lone attempt blocked earlier. The kick by Parkey is good, and they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns. So a good kick that time, and that might help to get the negative thoughts out of the mind from that earlier block.
Especially since this was not a chippy, so he had to get that one out kind of low. But his line does a nice job of protecting, and he's able to convert for 3.
Taken in at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And with Lawrence's arm, they may give him a shot to let this thing rip downfield. We'll see. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Buccaneers out on top. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We begin in the NFC. Carolina making the trip north to take on the New York Giants. And the Panthers are out in front as they play the 2nd quarter. Patrick Mahomes looking good. 2 touchdown passes. From there, we'll head to Cleveland to check on the Browns at home at First Energy Stadium. And they have the lead over the visiting New York Jets. 2 touchdown passes there for Jimmy Garoppolo. Finally, let's get you to Baltimore to check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And in that one, it's the visiting Dolphins who are out in front. 2 touchdown passes there for Jared Goff. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in the first half for Tampa Bay. And even though they've got the big cushion, I would imagine they'd like to see a little more out of their passing game. Pretty pedestrian numbers through 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they too didn't throw the ball as well as they would have liked. And I think both teams would say there's room for improvement in the second half. Both teams going through their final halftime adjustments. We're about ready to get back to football. And to bring you the second half from the Superdome, let's go back to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. This will be fielded inside the 5. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So here are the Bucs to take over on offense. Last week they got a good victory over the Dallas Cowboys, and they are in the driver's seat here right now as well. Play action. It's Lawrence. Rolling to his left. Throw left side, hauled in by, puts it on the carpet, it's out. And this is picked up by the Saints. And he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line. So certainly not at all what you're looking for here to start the third quarter. A fumble on their opening drive.
Not at all. You're exactly right about that, because this had a chance to be the drive to put everything away. A touchdown here, that might have put everything out of reach for them. They definitely handed out a lifeline to the defense on that play.
Hunt will try going up the middle. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. So not quite a first and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches.
It's 2nd and inches.
again with Hunt. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line.
It's a gain of a yard. The takeaway at the 3-yard line. First and goal at the 3-yard line.
Smith. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and it'll be second and goal. Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. And I think they stopped him again. They did at the 1-yard line.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is third and goal. Again, it's Hunt pushing for the end zone, but he's not going to get there. They stop him just shy of the goal line.
Only a yard there, so it brings up fourth and goal.
This defense continues to be good on third down. I mean, they haven't allowed a touchdown offensively. Are you saying, let's go for this? Let's try to get it in the end zone.
I don't know about that because of what you just described. They've been so good, and they don't give up the big play that you would expect in downs 1 through 3. Why should fourth down be any different? You might want to go ahead and kick the field goal and see if you can figure out something else as this game moves on.
So this time the protection holds up for him just fine, and he's able to bang it through.
I think their special teams coach got the point across. He gave him a pretty good earful after the block earlier, and this time there's no penetration, so they're able to pick up 3.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over.
And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A pickup of 24 on the third down conversion.
That catch, by the way, number 542 in his NFL career. That draws him level with Lance Allworth, who was a Hall of Famer with the Chargers back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, the man they called Bambi. So if you're in that type of territory, catch the same number of passes he caught, you know you're on your way to a big-time career. And just think, he's not through yet.
Brought down on the play by Amani Hooker. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
First down run with Elliott going to go for about 4. 2nd and 6 coming up. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. 10th carry now for Elliott. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on third down. Now Lawrence. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Nice call by the defense there on third down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
Tucker's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So 3 more points tacked on, and this margin getting more comfortable by the minute.
And with the lead where it is, you can actually feel good about field goals. We talk all the time about scoring 6s, not 3s. But in this case, they're just looking to chew up some time and come away with points.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Saints coming out now to take the field.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, It has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
90 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Now Smith. They'll go screen here to Hunt.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
On first down, it's Smith. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Throwing again is Smith.
Pass complete. He's got Lazard on the out route.
And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue. Not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a first down.
Out of the gun, Smith. And incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Swings this out for Hunt.
Touchdown, Saints.
Kareem Hunt.
His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Saints are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter.
Parkey adds the extra point, and the lead will be cut down to 14. So that one an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it all culminates in a Saints touchdown.
Fielded just outside the goal line.
And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this 3rd quarter. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Bucs. They've got the football. They also are in front here on the scoreboard as we start the 4th. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
On first down, Lawrence. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. Now this throw caught left side. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Inside give to Elliott. And down to the 36-yard line here.
Well, now hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
The previous run good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Again, it's Elliott. And he gets it down to the 32. 4 yards the pickup, first down. On play action, Lawrence. This will be caught. It's Samuel. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10.
Up the middle. Here's Elliott. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line.
67 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Now Elliott. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A pickup of 4 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and goal. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And this is not going to do it as he's stopped at the 2-yard line. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Now Justin Tucker's out to try the field goal. This to make it a 3-score game late. Tucker's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
But you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try to hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Gets this to Kareem Hunt, his running back. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. Now Smith. And this will be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops from one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And he completes it to Hunt.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Again, Smith. He'll find Lazard here over the middle. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 22-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Now Gino on 1st down. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
Brings up 2nd and a yard. At the 13-yard line.
They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
A gain of 4 yards.
They'll run again with Hunt. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. The line of scrimmage, once again, the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Now it's Smith. This is caught. Touchdown!
Nick Westbrook-Akine.
5-yard touchdown.
And the Saints have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed.
And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above. And the thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game.
So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned. Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. They run forward with Hunt, and he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Kareem Hunt, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Saints' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. This defense held out as long as they could, but ultimately the running game wears them down from the 1-yard line.
And that gets set up throughout the entire drive, doesn't it? And when you put those big bodies and determination into that carry, the end result, touchdown.
Parkey with the extra point, and the lead is trimmed down to 10. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And Kareem Hunt, the one to finish it off, as he did so with a touchdown run. And the Buccaneers able to recover. Their hands team does its job. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as it'll come with an even 90 seconds remaining on the clock. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. They keep on the ground with Elliott, and not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. A 20th carry here for... Oh, no, he lost the football. And the offense will get this one back. Boy, that could have been catastrophic at this late stage of the game, but they avoid disaster.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
On third down, Elliott. And he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
So it's a win for the Bucs here, and they got a solid outing here from their quarterback, Charles, and that's, of course, Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, what struck me was how composed he was in the pocket. The numbers weren't spectacular. He had 2 touchdown passes, that's it. But he led his guys on some important drives when they needed it most, and they're going to come away with the victory.
So for the Bucs, it's a dream start. 2 wins in 2 early road games. And they'll return home next week to take on the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers.